Hmm. Hello, hello. Hope everybody's doing well. This is day 8 of Code Beats Camp 2. We're going to get started, as always, right around 2. Until then, play some beats. All right, all right. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all are getting excited for the in-person event if you're coming in person, or the live streaming event if you're going to watch the stream online. Either cases, we're going to be voting for the coolest beats. So I hope y'all join us in either case. We're going to get started as normal right at 2. Until then, enjoy some beats. All right, hope you all are doing well. Remember, it's only a couple days until the Code Beats competition. Get your beats in for either the exhibition, which is just to show it off, or the competition, which is where we're going to crown some winners and have those beats made by a professional musician. Make sure you get those beats in, and because we're going to be using them on Friday. Remember, that's Friday at 7 p.m. We're going to start broadcasting live. If you're coming to the in-person event, that is 6 p.m. Show up at 6 p.m. for pizza and hanging out. If you're just going to the online event, that is 7 p.m. All right. Check it out. We're going to start at 2. Until then, enjoy some beats. All right. It is 2 o'clock, and it is day 8 of Code Beats. Hope y'all are having a great day. We're going to go ahead and get started. Let's go.
This is the pop quiz, magic bus, Miss Frizz, coding buff, lake kids, make a site like Wiz but not with Wix, computing with the drumsticks, coding when the bass hits, rapping so it does stick, importance in the craft of it, had to bring a rap with it, floating with the savages, fancy sticker laptop, silicone backdrop, Valley out the back end. UX with the class you in. Show them all the verticals. Converted like convertibles. You coded up the article. The deliverables are startable. I'm making stuff like particles. Land party carnival. Macintosh candy apple up inside the snack stand. Smart car, black car. Call that shit a black van. Purple Tesla Megatron. The screen inside a Peloton. Robots with the pallets on they armed to Amazon. Karma commas never really counted in the tech space. Ones and those making all the moves with the tight face.
All right, here we go. Let's get started. Hope y'all are doing great. I'm going to put that link in there in case you prefer that other link real quick. Of course, you know, we're going to get started with finish that line. That's how we always like to do it. To just kind of warm up, get our juices flowing in our brains, make sure things are going on up there because, you know, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Some of y'all have been up for a while. We need to kind of just stretch it out a little bit, get things going on. So get logged into Minty, and we are going to play Finish That Line. Let's do it. Here we go. This is by 21 Savage. I be dripping to death. I need a casket. Dripping. Kind of dark today, sorry. How does it finish? Drip down ice on my wrist with the Paytech. Or, and I don't need a ref for no advantage. He foul. And we got more stripes than the ref. He foul. Tech him. Both stripes. And we got less stripes than the ref. He foul. Tech him. Both stripes. Whoa. I have no idea what's going on in today's Finish That Line. Let's hope when we play it in context, it makes a little more sense. You know, sometimes art is hard to interpret. In this case, maybe we need to hear the whole song to hear exactly what is going on. It's a tough one today. Let's see. It starts off, I be dripping to death. I need a casket. Dripping. And how does it finish? It's 21 Savage. You've heard it before, maybe you know. I've heard it before, but I honestly can't remember how it finishes. It's a tough one. All right. Let's see how many of y'all got this right. Here we go. And we got more stripes than the ref. He foul. Tech him. Both stripes. Let's see if when we hear that in the context of the song, it makes a little more sense. It's a pretty cool song, like in terms of beat. I want you especially to listen to the steel drum in this beat. You'll hear some steel drum in the background. Make sure you listen to that. Check out. Here's the beat. All right, so listen one more time. Just listen to that steel drum. This is like something you might want to put on top of your own beat. The things I want you to notice, the steel drum has a cool melody. Baby boo boo boo. Do. Dee doo dee doo doo. Dee 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 dee. Do. Dee doo dee doo doo. Something like that, right? And then, but it has a lot of space in there. I want you to notice there's a lot of space in there, okay? It leaves a lot of space for the melody to breathe, but it's got a cool little rhythm and a nice melody. Let's listen to that one more time, just to give you some ideas on what you might want to put on your beat. Check it out. Here we go. All right, hopefully y'all can hear that steel drum. If not, you know, go back and check it out. It's a cool little melody and a good thing for y'all to like kind of pay attention to, because that is the kind of melody you might want to put on top of some of your beats. All right, we're going to start off strong today with Coding with Doug. We're going to be talking again about repetitions. Repetitions are so important. We're spending 2 days on them, and we're really going to go in depth on them. Doug's going to hit you over the head on them. He's going to introduce some advanced concepts here today So I want you to pay close attention, some kind of advanced concepts here. So anyway, take it away, Doug. Today's Coding with Doug. Here we go.
Hello everybody, welcome to Coding with Doug at Code Beats. Today we are going to use a concept that we saw some lessons ago, that is list with chords. Here, as we know, a list is a way that we can use to group multiple constant, multiple values at the same time in one list. So here we can create musical chords using lists. So we have here C major, B minor, and C major 7th, where we are using these chords here to create a chord progression where we are playing each chord for 0.5 beats, and we have a chord progression. But you may be thinking that we can use it in a different way, and that's right. We can use, again, repetition here, but repetition with lists, with multiple lists. For that, we can create here, let's call chords, that it's a new list, and we are going to create a list with lists. We call that nested lists, and we can add here, in the same order of that chord progression, the name of lists that we would like to play. So let's start doing that here with C major, B minor, C major 7th, and so on. So we have here a list with chords that are following this order, that is a chord progression that we would like to have. And I can just erase these commands here. And now we can use a repetition. So let's use our command for. I will create a variable here, ch, and it's going to use a list of with our chords. And each time we are going to use the command play note and using the variable ch here, but we are going to play it for 0.5 beats. And we have the same chord progression, but using a list with lists. Let's see. And I can play this chord progression with the rest of the song that I have here with bass, snare, kick, and hi-hat. Let's check this. So we saw how to use a list with lists. So here, instead of using only one constant or only one value, we are using a list. So once we have C major here, actually we have notes C, E, and G. When we have B minor, we have B, D, and F sharp. And when we have C major 7th, we have C, E, G, and B. So that is a way that we can use a list with lists and with repetitions, that it makes easier to do a chord progression. That's it for today. Thank you. See you in the next time.
All right, thanks, Doug. So, as I mentioned, list of list. This is a big, concept, okay? It's big because it's powerful, but it's not actually that complicated. Here's what I'm saying. Each chord, when we define a chord, is a list. It's a list of notes. Like the C major chord has what? C, E, and G in it, right? C, E, G. However, you can put that C major chord inside of another list, which is the chord progression, okay? So maybe you had a chord progression that is like C major, then B minor, then D minor, then E major, or something like that, okay? Or E minor, whatever. But the idea is you can put a list inside of a list. You could even put a list inside of a list inside of a list, but We have no reason to do that right now. So let's just talk about list inside a list. We use that in order to make a list of chords, and that is, again, what we call a chord progression. As you remember from Taylor, chord progressions are meant to be like kind of the underlying structure of your song. You usually have only 1 or 2 chords in a song, so you don't need to have like 100 different chords in a song. That one song that we just looked at is actually pretty complicated for a rap song. Usually you have between 1 and at most, let's say, 8 chords in a song, but usually it's like 1 or 2 or 3, maybe 4. Okay, so you don't need to put a lot of chords in your song, just 1 or 2. All right, that's what we're talking about today. And now we're going to look at the kind of musical end of it. Listen to Taylor. So we're not going super deep into music theory. Like, we don't want y'all to have a degree in music. Taylor has a degree in music, so he can tell us kind of some shortcuts to making our beats sound great. One of the concepts he's going to really hit on today is how to make a good chord progression without knowing all of music theory. Okay, and let me give you a hint. It's very similar to writing a melody. If you just go kind of up and down by one note, sounds pretty good. Without further ado, let's hear it straight from Taylor's mouth, and let's learn just a little bit more about chord progression so that when we make our beats, they don't sound silly. They sound hot. All right, take it away, Taylor. Here we go.
Hey y'all, Taylor Barnett here with another music lesson. Today's topic is chord progressions. A chord progression is simply a sequence of more than one chord. Pretty straightforward. Now it's the quality of the chords, whether they're major or minor, and the distance or interval between their roots that determines how a chord progression sounds and feels. Because the relationship or interval between the roots of the chords is so important, we often refer to chords based on what scale degree their root is. For instance, if the root of the chord is the first scale degree, we would call it the 1 chord. And for this we would use Roman numerals usually, rather than Arabic numerals. If it was built on the 5th scale degree, we'd call it the 5 chord. Chords generally either feel resolved or they want to resolve. And once you know what your scale is, you can know that the chord built on that first scale degree, the 1 chord, or we sometimes call it the tonic chord, is going to be the most settled chord. Other chords can move towards or away from this tonic chord, creating tension and release in your progression. Now, there are a myriad of possibilities for chord progressions, but I want to focus on chords that are built on adjacent notes in the minor scale, because this is very commonly used in hip-hop, and you can create a lot of progressions out of these chords. First, let's take a look again at Billie Jean and look at how it uses chords built on the 1, 2, and 3 scale degrees. What this gives us is a feeling that the first chord is home bass, or the tonic, and then the chords walk up away from it, and then back down towards it. Listen. For another example of this progression, Laugh Now, Cry Later by Drake uses the same chords but starts on the 3 chord and then walks down to 2 and then to 1, where it sits for a whole measure. Listen to that. So let's take a look at this in TunePad. I have a scale here, A minor. I've defined each of the MIDI numbers for the notes. And here I've defined some of the chords. So A minor I would call my 1 chord because it's built on the first scale degree. It has every other letter in the scale after that. I've also got the B minor and C major and several other chords here. If I wanted to build a chord progression, I can use a list. And if I wanted to use what we saw in Billie Jean, I'd use the 1, 2, and 3 chords. So A minor, then B minor, and then C major. And so on and so forth. However, it doesn't really matter whether it's the notes A, B, and C. It matters what their relationship to each other is, so that it goes up by 2 MIDI numbers and then up by 1 MIDI number, and that the quality of the chords is minor, minor, major. So we often will name these chords in the key based on the scale degree they're on, because then it's the same sound no matter what scale you're in, whether it's F sharp minor or G minor or A minor. So we can just use the Roman numerals in the progression. It also happens to be more efficient to type. I could easily change the order of the chords in this progression, going from 3 down to 2 and down to 1, and then I would have the progression from Laugh Now, Cry Later by Drake. There's another common progression that walks away from and back to the tonic, but in this case it moves down from the tonic to the 7 chord and to the 6 chord, again in that minor key. Bob Dylan used this progression in his song All Along the Watchtower, made especially famous by Jimi Hendrix. Check it out. The Watchtower progression also works in reverse order. We hear this on Kanye West's Bound 2. A lot of times hip-hop tunes use only 2 chords which alternate back and forth. In this case, you'll find that they often use the first 2 chords in the progressions we've already looked at. So 1 to 2, which would sound like this. Or 1 to 7, which would sound like this. So, in summary, a chord progression is a sequence of at least 2 chords. The sound and feel of the progression is based on the quality of the chords and the interval between their roots. And a very commonly used root progression in hip-hop is to walk up or down the scale using the chords found on each scale degree, the minor scale being much more common than the major scale in hip-hop. Have fun experimenting with these chord progressions, and I look forward to hearing what you come up with. See you next time.
Yeah.
All right. So, chord progressions, what are they all about? They're just super simple. They're just a sequence of more than one chord. You know, hey, play this chord first, then play that chord, then play that chord. All right. The overall sound or feel, just like melodies, is based on the interval between the roots or the beginning of the scale. Okay. Another thing that you might want to keep in mind is that minor scales are very common in hip hop. So you might want to think about using minor scales. You might want to think about starting with a minor, a minor 1 and heading up to the minor 2 and the minor 3, for instance. Or you might want to play around with other scales, like going, the 7, the 1, 7, 6 or something, whatever he was talking about. But basically, so the 1 and then the 7, 6 and then 6, 1, they're just walking up and down the scale, walking up and down the scale, always starting at the root, those 2 things. Just remember, minor is more common in hip hop, and moving one chord up or one chord down is often a common thing in hip hop. And that's an easy thing to do. 1 to a 2. So those are some things to keep in mind, but remember, just try and keep it simple with the chord progressions. Maybe pick 1 or 2 or at most 3 or 4 chords. Don't do a whole bunch of chords or it's going to sound kind of crazy. So really just do a few chords. Okay, let's do a worked example together. Again, that's where I work. You guys just watch. It's the easiest part of the show for y'all. Let's go ahead and hit Remix and TunePad. And here we go. Remixing. And let's hit play. And And also, I just saw a comment by a random user that I wanted to address. That's a good comment he's making, or he or she, I don't know. He was just saying only if 30 seconds of his or her beat is played, then things that they've added, like a break, won't be in it. So, in general, we want people to try and have 30-second songs, okay? However, if we see a song where there's like a clear break or something that needs to be played that goes on a little longer, it's okay if that's the exception. Now, of course, if everybody makes a song that's super long, we can't play them all. But if there's one or two that have slightly longer than 30-second, that's not going to be a big deal. The only reason we even limit the length at all is that, of course, we have to finish this up in about an hour, hour and a half. So we only have limited time to have this competition. All right, back to the beat. Now, worked example, we're going to go down here. We're going to go to track 1 and reorder the commands. So this is a reorder assignment. We're going to reorder things so that they work. You can see right off the bat something is wrong. And for instance, on line 7, it says, oh, F sharp is not defined. And I think you can see pretty quickly, like the chord is here, but all the notes are below it. And that is bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to cut all of those, Control X, and then I'm going to move them above the chord. I always like to define my notes first. All right, so I move them all up. And now I see another problem. Here I see a chord that is defined after it is used, okay? So it's used on line 19, D major 7, but it's defined down here. So next, I think I'm going to cut that and I'm going to move that all the way up. So now I have my notes defined first. Then I have my chords defined next, which use my notes. So that all makes sense. But it looks like I still am having some problems. Now, what's happening? Here we have, this looks like it's a little bit backwards. Like, I think we might want to use chords over here and chord over there. All right. So for each chord, which is each one of these, in chords, which is this loop will happen. How many times does this loop happen? Who can tell me how many times this loop will execute? Let me know in the chat. How many times will this loop execute? Right here, line 27. Who can guess how many times will this loop on line 27 execute? Let me know in the chat. This is not necessarily an easy question, but let's see if y'all can get it right. List of list. Can they handle it? Let's see. Good guesses, good guesses, good guesses. I'm going to tell you all the answer in just a minute, but let's see. Let's get a few more guesses out there. Hey, don't worry if you get it wrong. It's okay. That's what we're learning here. It's okay to get stuff wrong during learning. All right. All right. And I see lots of good answers there. Thank you so much. And the correct answer this time is 16. Why is that? Because there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 things in the list. And this for loop goes through all 16 things in that list. So it happens 16 times. Let's hear what it sounds like all put together. Here we go. And one thing I want you to notice when you look at that, basically this is only using 2 chords. It's using this F sharp minor, but it hits it a bunch of times in a row, and then it switches to the D major 7 chord and it hits that a bunch of times in a row. Let's hear it one more time so you can hear what I'm talking about. All right, so even if you just use, let's say, 2 chords, you kind of might want to play them a bunch of times in a row. Okay, that's okay. But as long as they're the same chord, right? You don't want to play 8 different chords in a row. That starts to sound too complicated. We're not writing Bach, we're writing hip hop, which is rhythmically super complicated, but harmonically usually less complicated, using only a few chords. All right, all right, all right. Now, it is your time to shine. We're going to be working on this beat. Here's the beat. A nice kind of nostalgic beat. All right. And so you're going to open this beat, and it sounds like this in TunePad. Let's press play here real quick. Sounds pretty good, pretty realistic. And here the beat's going to drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and pretty nice, huh? All right, so that's what's going to happen. Remember, you're going to go to the first track and you're going to be reordering things to make things work. So get out there, make it happen. Y'all know you got 5 minutes before we come back and do it together, okay? Use your username and password and come back in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Here we go. Get out there. Go! Of course, if you have any questions, chat. Otherwise, go, 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 go. Got about a minute and a half left. All right, hope y'all are doing good. I know at least King Cyrus is having a little problem logging in. Everybody else, hope you're able to log in. Doug, if you can keep on trying to troubleshoot with King Cyrus, that'd be great. All right, let's take a quick look at this, this activity. And I already hit remix, and let's see what we got down here. Okay, so remember, the number one thing I like to do, I can see lots of things out of order, but the number one thing that really bugs me is when these notes, individual notes, are below, like they should always be at the top basically, because they're always the thing that is used by the chords. So I'm gonna cut those and paste them up top. And you can see that that has actually fixed some issues. But now, let's see, 26. I see that this looks really weird to me. It looks like this is a for loop, but it's actually upside down. Like the play note is above the 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that and I'm going to put it below that. Okay? And then looks like that has fixed my issues. Okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and let's see what happens when I play. Thomas Levine did a great job transcribing that one for us. Sounds really good. I hope you guys enjoy messing with that one, maybe a little bit after class. All right, moving on. What did y'all think about that last activity in terms of, like, you know, how hard it was and how engaging it was? Again, be honest with us. Let us know what you really thought about that. Get into Menti. I'll provide that link again in the chat, of course. There is about 50 of y'all on the stream, so I'm hoping we can get about 30 answers. For my friend Doug, he wants to graduate this decade, as I've mentioned a couple times. So let's see if we can help him out. All right, we got 23 of y'all already. We are making real progress, but let's see if we can get just a few more. 25, not bad, but we got some slackers out there. Some people just creeping on the call, but not voting. So, if you're creeping, maybe you should be voting instead. Just saying, for Doug's sake. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on. 29, that's pretty darn good. I'll give y'all a pass for that. Thank you very much. Now, we want to mention about the Beats contest. That is this Friday. In case you've missed it, I've said it 100 times. I'm super excited. That's all I can think about, to be honest. Beats contest this Friday is going to be super fun. Let's say a few things about it. You're going to make your beat for the contest or the exhibition. So you can either just show it off or you can be in the contest. And you have until Friday at 11 a.m. No later than 11, but at 11 a.m. you have to submit it by. The form is here. Doug, of course, is going to put that in the chat as well. And you can attend virtually. The virtual event starts at 7 p.m. or the in-person event starts at 6 p.m. There's pizza, and you can hang out and check out the VR and mixed reality and all that stuff that's going to be right here at VCU. Your parents should have gotten an email already if you've RSVP'd that gives you the directions and stuff like that. If you've RSVP'd recently, then we may send out another email later this week just to make sure you get that email with the directions and stuff. All right. Remember, virtual, in-person, you can be voting for your favorite beat. Make sure all your friends and family come either virtually online or in person to check it out. If you are going to attend in person, we need to know how much, Doug's already put that out there, but we need to know how much pizza to order. So please make sure your parents fill that out if they haven't already. If they've already filled it out, great. Don't worry about it anymore. But if they haven't, please let us know. And the sketches for the contest, Nishant was asking, when do we start our beat? You can start it anytime, starting now, or even yesterday you could have started it. These are some sketches that just give you a starting point for making your beat. What I would do if I was feeling not so confident is I would start with one of these sketches and just start modifying it. And as soon as you modify it even a little bit, it starts to sound like a totally different beat. So, that's a great way to get started. Just keep on changing it until you really like how it sounds. All right. Now, as we've mentioned several times around here, practice makes perfect. That's how we really get good at coding and also really get good at making beats. So we're going to do one more. The beat that we're going to be playing around with, you heard before class, sounds like this. All right, it sounds like that. It's a really nice beat, I think. And in TunePad, we got this going on. Let's listen to it real quick. Beat's about to start dropping here in a minute. Here we go with the claps. All right, so that's what's going down there. Of course, you're going to hit remix, and you're going to go to the first track and reorder the commands so that we have the right chords going down. You can see things are broken right here. So you're going to be fixing that track number 1. As always, you got 5 minutes. Make sure you put in your username and password so that you can save that beat forever and play with it, later on. All right, 5 minutes. Go, 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 go. Make it happen. About 3 minutes left. Remember, if you're done, make sure you're checking out those other tracks within that beat so you can understand what the heck's going on with them. Got about 1 minute left. All right. Let's come on back. Y'all come on back. We're going to go over this one again real quick. Class activity number 2. I think y'all are getting the hang of this, so we're not going to go over this for too long, but I want you to see what this looks like. All right, check it out. So, first of all, I got the notes are at the top. That's how I like it, because those are the things that we kind of build upon. But, the chords are actually down here. So I want to go ahead, I'm going to cut those, and I'm going to move them up right below the notes, because that's how I like to do it. I like to do notes, chords, and then lists of chords. So I've got that all straight. That definitely made some things better. Now I see line 24. I see this is backwards again. I need to make it chords for each chord in chords, okay? So just so you know what's really going on here, I could say for each item in chords and change this to item, okay? That should work, yep. All right, so for each item in chords, meaning this, 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 and this, go through this one time. Now let's hear what all that sounds like all together. Ready? All right, good job, y'all. Y'all are really getting the hang of this. I think we got a strong coding group here. Now, what'd y'all think about that activity? Too hard, too easy, too boring, too engaging? What'd you think? Let me know. There's 55 people on the stream right now. So, you know, I expect a good number of people to go ahead and help us out with some Mentimeter action here. We want to get Doug out of here. He wants to go back and see his family at some point. Help him get his degree. Let us know what you think about that activity. And remember, as always, you're going to want to be honest here. Like, we don't need you to like or dislike any of these. We just need to know what you really think. We don't need the results to go any particular way. We're just trying to learn. That's called science. That's what we're doing here. We're doing a little bit of science. Not a popularity contest, except for, you know, when Doug's on, and then it is, because he's quite popular. But we do need just a few more of y'all. Again, there's over 50 people on the stream. Let's see if we can get closer to 30 so that we can have, you know, some legitimate results to analyze. So what'd you think of that? If you are asleep, why don't you go ahead and wake up? I know it's late in the afternoon. It's a little hot in here too, and you might be feeling sleepy. But if you are, I need you to wake up and get those votes into Minty so we can go ahead and move on. If you've never played Toe Jam and Earl, I encourage you to check out that. There's some cool sounds in that game. You should check it out. All right, anyway. How much did you like the music from today? How much did you like the music today? Was this your favorite tunes? I know some of y'all like that kind of like graduation song. It's a good one. Lots of good songs today, really. But just let us know what you felt about the songs today. Favorite songs, or kind of like you liked them but you didn't love them. So let me know what you think. Again, over 50 people in the stream. Let's try and get it mid-20s at least, so we have a real opinion on kind of what y'all are thinking about these beats. You will definitely see Doug on Friday. He will be there live and in person. That's going to be fun. You can get him to sign your computer. Only if you own it. All right, there we go. Thanks for giving me your opinions on the music. Y'all are great. Now, the after class activity today is pretty cool. Check it. We put a lot of time into transcribing these beats, so I really recommend that you do these after class activities. Here's what today sounds like. So, check it out. You got 2 tracks to fix, and if you fix those 2 tracks, I think this will sound even better, or expand upon, really. So check it out. That's today's after class activity. Now, one more thing that we want to go over is your opinion for today. This is called an exit ticket. This is where we get feedback from y'all on the camp. This is like similar to a focus group in that we're really getting your feedback and we really like it. So click on that. Take it right now. I'm going to give you just a few minutes to do. Take it right now. This link is just a brief survey. It's called an exit ticket. And it's really just like, hey, what's going down with the class for this week? Are things going smoothly for you? Are they going, are they kind of rocky and you need some improvements? And just let us know what you think so far. So get on in there, click on that. I'm going to give y'all just a minute or two to click on that link and make it happen, okay? So click on that link, make it happen. And there we go. Remember, we're just taking this quick survey. You can tell us, even in the comments, what in the comments in that survey, what you think about it, what you think we should make better, what you think we should make different. Just a little bit of feedback to continue to make Code Beats the best it could possibly be. Allows us to keep things free for now, right? That's what we want to do, is keep on providing this to y'all free. So we need a little bit of feedback. Anybody need any more time? Give you just about one more minute or so. Let me know if you need more time, though. All right. I'm not hearing that anybody needs more time, so we're going to go ahead and move on. And you know what time it is. Make sure you use the same name as you did other days. It is quiz time, quiz time. Get on in there. quiz time. Quiz time. All right, here we go. On your marks, get set, go. Which is the term used for a list of lists? List of lists is a multiple list, a simple list, a nested list, or a complicated list. What do you think? What is the term used for a list of lists? Let me know what you think. Let's see if Lukey's gonna win again. Or if we have a new winner for a change. Who knows? He's hard to beat. That's right, nested list. Lots of y'all got it. And it looks like Lukey is very near the top, as always. But Jane, the goat, and Bob are doing quite well as well. Let's see. Question 2 of 5. What is the most common scale used in hip-hop? What is the most common scale used in hip-hop? Major, octave, minor, or sustained? Major, octave, minor, or sustained. I'll give you a hint. Octave is not a scale. See who's got this one. That's right, minor is very commonly used in hip-hop. Minor is very commonly used in hip-hop. Looks like lots of y'all got this one right. Excellent work. And it looks like Lukey is still very near the top. Now, question 3 of 5, here we go. What is wrong with the following list declaration? List equals A, B, C. What do you see that's wrong about this list equals A, B, C? The opening brackets, the closing brackets, should be using parentheses instead, should be using spaces. How would you correct the following list declaration? The closing brackets are facing the wrong way. Very true, very true. Y'all got that right. Way to go. Got some good answers. And it looks like... Uh-oh, Lukey is back on top. Uh-oh. He might get y'all again. Question 4 or 5. Complete the sentence. Roots often walk... ... scale. Roots often walk left and right scale, left or down scale, up or down the scale, up and down scale. This one's tricky. This one's tricky. This one could trick you up. Yeah, this one is it's tough. Up or down the scale. Up or down the scale. Uh-oh. That one's kind of dirty, Doug. We might have to fix that one. That one's kind of dirty, man. I think it could be up and down for those of you that also chose up and down. All right, last question. Let's see. Choose the right command play note for this repetition for CH in chords. Play note CH, play note CH, play note CH, or play note CH. Which one is the correct one? Choose the right command. Play note. Which one looks correct to y'all? And that's right, play note CH is the correct way to do it. Way to go. All right, looks like we may have a new... Oh, Jane the Goat. Way to go, Jane. Followed by Tineb Nicholas. I can't read that one. Lemon Cake. Snuggles. Gail Riviera Maya Lukey. Tamia, Audrey, and Athena. Way to go, everybody. Y'all did great. Great work today. On both the quiz and the class in general. Great work. Okay. The help session is, as always, today at 4 p.m. after class. You can sign on there. Doug and the team will be there to help you out in case you need any help. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. Do some after class activities. Make sure you're working on your beats, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Take it easy. There will be 2 classes tomorrow.
This is the pop quiz. Magic Bus, Miss Frizz, Coding Buff, Lake Kids, make a site like Wiz but not with Wix. Computing with the drumsticks, coding when the bass hits, rapping so it does stick. Importance in the craft of it. Had to bring a rap with it. Floating with the savages. Fancy sticker laptop, silicone backdrop. Valley out the back end. UX with the class you in. Show them all the verticals. Converted like convertibles. You coded up the article. The deliverables are startable. I'm making stuff like particles. Land party carnival. Macintosh candy apple up inside the snack stand. Smart car, black car. Call that a black van. Purple Tesla Megatron. The screen inside a Peloton. Robots with the pallets on they arm to Amazon. Karma commas never really counted in the tech space. Ones and those making all the moves with the typeface.